Patrice, can you go into presentation mode? Okay, so I guess everybody put in the chat how you feel tonight. Give me one word for how your week is going. How's that? You can shout it out. It's not a lot of us, so you can shout it out, put it in the chat. Oh, and a lot of us are sick too. So that's another thing. We got sick. Ray said loony. Reggie said he's sick and shivers. I'm sick too, also. I'm just trying to keep it together to get through this call. Anybody else? Relax. Oh, Jess is relaxed. Send us some of that relaxed mood over to us, Jess. Okay. So I guess we can get started. I cannot see the presentation. Is it just me?
No, it's not on my screen either.
No, it's me. I closed the whole tab. I'm logging right now.
Okay. Oh, poor Patrice is really sick too. We'll keep it short because it's not a lot of members on the call. I really, because this call is really to like talk about like our priorities for the year and what we identified last month. And in order to really do that, we really need the members on the call to hear their voices. Right. But we can start and then I guess we can just open it up. Hey, Michelle. So while she's getting the slides together, I mean, everybody on this call pretty much know we're Minority Coalition. We started in 2019 officially here. We are part of a broader constituency group, which is Minority Coalition International. Um, and it was sort of, hey Pajan, it was the first constituency group through the International Union. Minority Coalition was. So before Women's Network, before United Latinos, before Outreach, they didn't have any of that representation. And so it started as the Minority Coalition. As years progressed, right? They started to branch out and form like the other constituency groups, but we kept the Minority Coalition name. We still can't see. For those of you who just got on the call, I said, put in the chat, drop it in chat, one word of like how your week is going or how you feel. So I'm Sam. Everybody pretty much knows me on here. Go ahead. Who said
I'm
something?
about to go running it, so I can't see where to put it at because I'm on my phone
Go
and
ahead,
I'm
shout it
still
out.
trying to put my earpiece on. But I kind of feel relieved right now. Yesterday I had a crazy day, but I'm kind of relieved today, so I'm gonna go running.
Relieved. So we got somebody said relax, just said relax. We got quite a few people who are sick on the call. Ray said he feels kind of loony. I'm sick. I feel sick as well, but hopefully
It's
this
not
is
that
like
I
the
feel
tail
loony.
end.
I feel like I'm in a loony
Everything is
throat.
loony.
Exactly.
All
Okay.
right, y'all.
Thanks, Patrice. You got it up.
Yeah, I see it. Thanks for
Oh my God.
Yeah, sorry, y'all. I thought I had it up the whole time. I was going through pages and everything.
How you
It's okay.
doing?
Are you able to go in and presentation mode? That's good.
I said when I fell asleep.
Yeah, hold on one second.
If you guys can please mute
Oh my
yourselves.
God.
Thank you. So I think you skipped. Can you go back a little bit? Go. Pajan said her week was smooth. She said my week was smooth, then I got my cat spayed and she's in the I've been there. Have 2 cats. I had to get one spayed and one neutered. So I definitely have been there. So I'm Sam Christian. Many of you already know me. I'm the chair for Minority Coalition at Local 770, leadership development organizer for Grocery and Drug. I don't know, Reggie, if you're well enough to introduce yourself.
Hi, everybody. My hair isn't done, so I'm not on camera because I'm sick. But I'm Reggie, co-chair of the Minority Coalition, and excuse my voice, but yeah, it's been a very long, shivery day. As a matter of fact, 3 days now. It's been 80 degrees, and I've had my heater on for 3 straight days. My gas bill's gonna hate me.
Wow. That's different from you. You always hot.
Yeah, I've been in my Fenty onesie with my heater on in a blanket. Please, no one judge me.
That's how you know when Reggie's hilarious, when he thinks he has hair.
I told you earlier, Ray, don't make me laugh.
Thanks, Reggie. I hope you feel better. I think you and me got sick at the same time.
Yeah, because I had called Ray and he told me that he's like, Sam's sick too. And then I just heard Treese sick too. I was like, man, because I talked to Treese when I talked to Treese yesterday. I was like, I'm toe up. I'm toe up, man. It's bad. I went to the doctor. That's how you know I'm sick. And y'all know I have a seizure and won't go to the doctor.
That's how to get you to the doctor?
Yeah, if I get cold.
Noted.
If I get cold for too long, yeah.
Noted. Feel better. And then we have Patrice. I don't know if you feel well enough.
Yeah, let me come off mute. Like Reggie, my hair's not done. I just woke up from a nap, so that's why my camera's off. But I'm Patrice. I am the secretary, treasurer, and co-chair for Minority Coalition. I'm also the contract compliance supervisor for Local 770.
Thank you. I hope you feel better too, Patrice. Did some of y'all do something to us? Because all 3 of us.
You know, kind of suspicious.
Kind of suspicious.
Sam, Erica got me sick.
Eric,
during
because
the,
Eric was
strike.
sick too.
Yep, that's how I got sick.
Yeah, and those of you who don't know, our Kaiser members were on a 3-day ULP strike, unfair labor practice strike. So you never know, right? And then after that, we were delivering checks, and then we have been doing like a week and a half of like training, steward training. So it's no telling where or when we got sick.
Yes, all in the rain too.
And the rain.
Hope everybody feels better.
I hope everybody feels better. Thanks, Maisha.
I found out I had asthma around the same time, so let me tell you.
Oh my.
Yeah.
Oh my.
Out in the rain.
Out in the rain. So I hope everybody feels better. Everybody feels better. So I won't keep y'all too late today. So we know why we're here. We want to share the vision, priorities, and goals for 2026. We kind of started that work last month. And if I'm not mistaken, I can't see it anymore, but it's not that many members on the call tonight, right? Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. I can't see the participants.
I'm here.
No, I know you here, Ashley, and I know Jess is here and Pajan is here. So we can start some of this work, but I do want to make sure like it's a member driven, and so I want to get more members like participation with this next portion of our meeting. So we'll be like talking about the goals that we've identified last month for 2026, and then brainstorm ways to get there, right? So again, our core values are always diversity, equity, inclusion, leadership development. And I think this year is the year we really want to zone in on leadership development. A great person recently told me that great leaders develop new leaders. So shout out, Ray. And so we really want to zone in on that. Ken, you want to go talk about what Minority Coalition 770 is?
Yes. So, what is Minority Coalition 770? As the USCW 770 Minority Coalition, our mission is to empower Black workers in the labor movement by promoting diversity, equity, and inclusion throughout leadership development. We strive to create a safe and empowering space for Black workers, staff, and allies to share their experiences and advocate for fair treatment and better opportunities in the workplace. And Minority Coalition International, what is it? A coalition within the United Food and Commercial Workers, which is USCW, of course, dedicated to advancing equity, representation, and opportunities for workers of color and marginalized communities. We advocate for fair labor practices, address workplace inequality, and build leadership pathways through education, outreach, and empowerment, strengthening worker voice and creating a more inclusive labor movement.
Thank you, Kenya. So we're an extension of the Minority Coalition International. Because our union is more of a member-driven model, that's why our objectives and values are a little bit different for Minority Coalition 770. But the vision for the year ahead. So our focus this year, like I said, we really want to zone in on leadership development. We want to work on strengthening our member engagement, building more member power, organizing workers for a more member-led union. And this includes expanding leadership development, increasing visibility and impact, coalition building, and building relationships. So last month, we talked about what some of our goals were and what we should focus on. We had folks say, prioritize finding Black candidates for open positions within this organization, mentorship, leadership, more leadership on the call, meaning more upper leadership, right? Like having Danny and Kathy present on the call. Are they here today? Work with other constituency groups, / collaborate, get to the root of the problem. Someone said a mixer, mobilize more members across locals, and then broadcast the services that MC provide in this safe space / what this group does. So these are some of the goals that we wanted to focus on. For anybody who either wasn't on the call last month or have other ideas, is there anything you guys want to add to this list? Any other goals you believe we should focus on this year? And you can shout it out. If you can't shout it out because you're at work or whatever, please drop it in the chat.
I like the word mobilize. Can you put mobilize and organize?
Yes. Why is that? What is the difference, Ray?
Because mobilize is like an action at the moment. You know, like when something's happening at the moment, people mobilize for that particular what's happening. You know, that particular issue at the time, but they're not organizing for the long-term goal. You know, to like sustainability. So mobilize is good, but organizing too at the same time to keep the membership and to keep them organizing as leaders.
That's great. Go ahead, Jesse.
So I think going along with prioritizing finding Black candidates for open positions, and I know that you guys have had longer discussions in previous calls from what I've seen, but I think like also identifying the barriers to why there aren't more Black workers within our organization. So that's really like getting to the root of the structural changes that need to happen in order to hire more Black workers.
In leadership, or just overall?
In leadership, but also just positions, like staff positions within our local.
Okay.
So like an example that comes up pretty frequently is like speaking Spanish, for example. That creates a barrier from
Mhm.
potential candidates if that's a requirement for hire.
Can I have somebody, I don't know if you're able to do it, Patrice, since you're doing, leading it. I don't know if you have it up, Kenya. If you can, add in the stuff, it's kind of hard for me to do both.
I'm writing it down so I can add it on later.
Okay. Thank you, because then you got to realign it. Anything else? That's a really good one, Jesse. And I think that would also go to get to the root of the problem, right? That's in line with that. Anybody else? What about in the workplace? Like, are there things that we can focus on as Minority Coalition that will address issues that Black workers face at a Rouse, Albertsons, Vons, or CVS, or wherever? Are there things there? I'm gonna start calling on people as soon as I could see who's here. What about leadership barriers in the stores? Are there a lot of upper leadership that are Black in terms of like management or store directors?
Absolutely not. But as of the way things are working now, it seems like they're willing to put anybody in that position, the type of managers that we're starting to get. But I know for Vons, I haven't seen any in quite some time.
Mm-hmm. Yep. It's really rare. It's really rare at Vons,
Yeah.
Albertsons, Pavilions. Yeah.
You'll see us as supervisors, but not in store directors.
Store
and
directors.
yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Anything else?
I think the problem is in the stores, and this is just from my experience from being in the stores, is that the Black people have to work 10 times harder than everybody else to get promoted. Like I've seen it with my own eyes. Like some people come in and they just go straight to the top, where Black people have to overperform just to make it to front end managers, like just to get those positions. So it was rare to see a Black person as a co-manager or as a store director when I was in the stores.
Mm.
I just feel they're overlooked, period. It's like, you know, when you're used to hiring just who you want to hire, you're not even considering the Black staff. You just overlooking them. And that's the problem.
Mm-hmm.
And who we put in, who is becoming managers of the companies. And it has to start up there before anything. Because when you have someone being a manager and they can hire who they want, they're going to hire who they want. And they're, like I said, overlooking us in general, period.
Yeah. Yep. Or what about in certain departments? Like, where's the higher concentration of Black workers? Are they typically cashiers?
Nope. They typically gonna be
Security.
in somebody's service deli.
Did somebody say security?
Me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
but
they-
that's security.
Yeah, or they in somebody's service deli. They tend to just want to keep them in the kitchen somewhere, like
Mm-hmm.
which is the hardest department to get out of too. Because once you good at it, or once you do it, they're not gonna find nobody else that's gonna stay over there longer than a month or two, and then they quitting. So they gonna keep you over there as long as you can be over there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or
So
the
keep you in position
late
because-
hours.
Say it one more time.
Or the late hours. They'll be chosen for the late hours.
Yep.
This is Joanne from Local 324. I'm a rep at 324, and my question is how do we as reps advocate for the minority workers to get promotions? Do we educate them? Do we figure out what's the criteria and make sure that they get the training that they need? Or, how do we go about changing that dynamic?
That's a good question. So we off the cusp of like COVID, Kenya and I actually had conversations with hold on, sorry, with Ralph's labor relator, right, to discuss the inequities of Black leadership and hiring, right, within the Ralph's company. I also had an opportunity to talk to somebody at Gelson's as well, where less than 3% of their employees are Black, right? So I think it'll start like building power here is the first part of it, right? The more power we build, the more that we're seen, the more that we can fight for positions. But also there has to be a portion where I don't want to say partner with the companies. That sounds like, that sounds bad. But like there has to be a way we hold the companies accountable, right? And so I think by doing that, though, it's going to take a lot of work. It's going to take it's going to take surveys, because do we know the demographics of our union? I don't know if you guys do that at 324. You like take demographics of your members.
Well, when they sign up, yeah, we have
You do.
demographics. But beyond that, I don't know if we have anything in place where we, do a survey, like you say, to get what Black workers are actually looking for in the workplace, and how they can what word am I looking for? How they can maximize their time with the company and move up and be effective as a minority in the workplace.
Yep. And also like a huge part of this also is like coalition building, which we really want to focus on this year as well. And we're going to have to start working with like the Black Worker Center, who has a lot of this data and do a lot of work in terms of like Black workers and hiring, different hiring practices. I'm not sure if they hit retail yet, right? But I know they did like made sure that there were bills that were passed where like you had to hire minority workers for like the stadium and stuff like that. There's a percentage. So we're going to have to do a lot of coalition building. But I also want to expand on that the more throughout this year, and like get different ideas on how we can do that work. Ray, is there a way to see who's applying for the jobs? That's another thing. What's the company data? How do we get that data?
And another thing is, how are they choosing who to hire? Because what makes this person stand out more than this person? Or is it background? Is it education? What is it? Because it's not a lot to go to work, and you don't have to have a degree in all of these fields to go to work at the store. So what criteria are they using to choose someone over someone else?
Right.
Yeah, I agree.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. I agree. And I think a lot of it has to do with the name.
Favoritism.
And favoritism. Favoritism is a huge one. But in terms of hiring, if you have a blank slate and you've never met that person, the easiest way to eliminate them is by their name. I had a front end manager at Rouse tell me, yeah, they go through the list, the person who's doing the hiring, and like, oh, don't call this person in. Don't call this person in. Oh no, don't call this person in for an interview.
Yeah, I was going to say at Albertsons, and I mean, this is specific to pharmacy, but I think it's reflective of a company culture. For being such a huge company, everything in Albertsons is about who you know, and that it is very known in the pharmacy within Albertsons that you will not get hired for a district manager or supervisor position unless you're Asian or white. They do not hire anyone else, and I've known people who are overqualified for the position and went through the cycles. But then the question becomes, well, number one, how do you prove that it's racist? Because they can very easily just say that it's qualification. It's very hard to actually prove that, especially when it's so deeply embedded in the culture. And I get the impression that, at least for Albertsons Vons Pavilions, it is deeply embedded.
I'm going to say the same thing with CVS because it depends also on location. Especially in certain areas, you have predominantly, I'm just going to say it, predominantly African American areas. You see a lot of more other minorities or other ethnic groups, and then you have just maybe one or two that work in that area in specific stores.
Yeah, this is Joanne again. We were beginning to start up a program at our local to train like courtesy clerks or GMs or anybody that would like to be certified as a pharmacy tech, and then have an agreement with the companies to place them once they are certified in the grocery store pharmacies. But unfortunately, we didn't get the grant that we were going to use to do that. So, I mean, I think that is one of the answers, is to start programs, to start retraining people to fill those positions so that they will be qualified as well.
That's a good one. I saw a hand raised. I can't see who it is.
It's Kathy. Hey, Kathy.
Hi.
Hey, Kathy.
Hi. I was just going to respond to something Joanne said about the program that we've been working on creating, the pharmacy technician training program, so that folks who are doing other jobs in the store that want to get that training can do it on the job while they're being paid. Yeah, unfortunately, we didn't get that grant that we had been seeking, but the States Council, Local 770, and Local 324 are continuing to work on trying to find other funding for that program. So like we've talked to the Miguel Contreras Foundation. They got like a $3 million grant or something. I don't remember how much money it was, but they got a big grant, and they don't have enough programming to spend all their money. So we're trying to reach out to them to see if they want to partner. So we might still be able to get that grant started, but it was something that we had put on the table in bargaining to get the employers to agree. If we could get the grant money, they would do the program in their stores so that our members would have opportunities for advancement.
Thank you.
That's awesome. Awesome to hear. Thank you.
That's really good. Any more? I think Ray had dropped some stuff in the chat. Ray, did you want to say it?
Yeah, I was just saying, like, there has to be like some type of transparency, like if they're applying or something like that. For that way, you could see like who they're going up against. You know, for that way you could see if it's a fair hire, and then you can start calling out the company for what it is. You know, because if not, then you're not going to be able to see what's going on behind the scenes. So that has to be like some type of a transparency thing when people like submit their applications or their resumes. You know, for that way you could see who they're up against. Because if not, then you're not going to know, because you're not going to know what you don't know.
Yeah. Anything else? Ashley?
I was gonna say that is actually should be something to look into, because I have been wanting to get promoted outside of my department into a higher classification for like the last year now, maybe. And there is a portal that they want us to go through, which is the feed portal. It's a performance and opportunity, like a job marketplace in other stores and other realms. And I have used that several times and did applications, but I automatically get email back like 3 days later, oh, we're not looking. Like it'll be an opening, but we're not going to consider you. And I went to HR. I'm like, well, why? What does that mean? And they can't give me an answer. So this is like, we're just not gonna consider you, but it's like it's no reason behind it. I've been with the company for 13 years. It's like, so I would like to know, like, what are you looking for as far as like or who else is applying for this job? Do they have more seniority than me at other stores? Like, I think that that's something we need to look into deeper with the company.
No, absolutely. And I don't know, and this is like just the start of a discussion, right? We're not gonna find an answer overnight. Thanks, Jess. But it sounds like what I'm hearing is like we want to know like who's applying, who gets the interviews, right? Who gets the offer, who gets hired, and who gets promoted. That's all information that like we would want to know. We just have to figure out how do we get access to that.
Also, I do think there's language in the contract about promotions. I'm just going to look it up. I'm going to go back on mute, and when I find it, I'll come back and let you guys know what the contract says.
Thanks, Kathy.
And I have a question. I had put it
Mhm.
in the chat, but it piggybacks off of what Ashley said, right? She's applying for these jobs, these positions, and she's not getting them. How do we keep our members motivated when they keep getting told no time after time after time?
That's a good. I don't have an answer. Does anybody want to take a swing at that? Well, I mean, if I could try to answer just a piece of it, is having a group like this to start. I think this is the start of it, right? Um, as we grow, I think we'll find the answer, but I think motivation, and I don't know, what about the members that are on the call? Like what keeps you motivated? Like Ashley, what keeps you motivated?
Well, I would say as someone
My
that
bad.
is
Oh, go ahead.
as someone that is upfront and somewhat of a leadership position. I mean, I'm a leader no matter what, but I'm a front end supervisor. And as a Black worker, when I walk around and encourage people to, get out of the lower departments and become food clerks all the time. I advocate for it all the time. But like was said earlier, yeah, people expect you to work 10 times harder and promote some people that to me are not qualified, and or other things that happen too. There's systematic racism in the store is if there's some sort of issue, they'll transfer you to some other store, and so you don't even get a chance to grow. I mean, sometimes when you do get transferred to another store, you're dealing with a different management and maybe they'll see you for who you are and your work ethic, but that also happens too. And it's hard to prove that that's like a form of retaliation. But I really do my hardest and my due diligence to keep people uplifted and also just be the leader that I am.
I have Ashley and then Ray.
I'm pretty positive anyway, so it's like that. I don't really let much defeat me or get me in a bad mood. But I do speak my piece about it. I do go, and you already know I'm very vocal, so I did let my manager know. I've even called stores like when I got denied for those different things. I would call the store. I want to speak to the manager, like, did y'all find somebody? Most of the time it's like, oh, that was old, but it's like the date was this date. So it's like it's always BS, but I just keep pushing forward. I'm always just looking forward to being like more positive, and I feel like what's for me is gonna be for me. And it always happens when it's supposed to, so that's just my mindset. And I do try to encourage a lot of my people in my store, like it's okay if you don't get it now, something better always comes along, and that's just how I've been living my life, and it's been working for me. Very blessed, very highly favored. So I mean, hey, that's all I could do.
Thank you. Ray?
So I'm looking at one of the things where it says mobilize organizing, more members across. So maybe finding not, finding an issue that you guys can mobilize around and organize around, and figure out like how can we how y'all like how we can make this like a campaign, right? It doesn't have to be something big, but something where we, that you can organize around, kind of across company. And then, if they see like all the members coming together and they know it's like a problem, and then maybe you can win like a victory, right? Something small, start off small. And then people start feeling like motivated because like, hey, we came together and look at what we did because we won like this thing, right? And but just understanding like it starts small and then you keep building, right? Bigger and bolder type of thing. So maybe like finding like the smaller stuff and seeing what you can can be organized around. And then that kind of I feel like might kind of feel a little bit more empowering.
Yeah. And we did, after this, I have Angie and Kathy again. We did something like this, like, what was it, like maybe 2 years ago, where there was an issue at one of our routes where it was Kenya's routes, right? Kenya, you want to talk a little bit about that?
Yes, we so one of my shop stewards, it was actually at Route 277 in Inglewood off of La Brea and Centinela. I was actually on Instagram and then I was looking at people's stories and then I literally saw this lady and I'm like, that's Ursula. But long story short, she was outside protesting with a bullhorn about just overall the issues that was going on at her store. And it was surrounding racial discrimination in the workplace. And she gathered so many people to pretty much like speak their piece on what was going on. And there was even witnesses that were, that weren't Black, but they witnessed a lot of the mistreatment that were happening with amongst the Black workers. And one of the biggest issues was, the promotions, like that department, especially because in my stores, in my areas, I have like a lot of inner city LA stores, and those stores they rarely see corporate office coming in for visits. They rarely get promotions. And that was what was going on at that route. So Ursula, her name was Ursula. She was actually on a call last month, but she met with the Minority Coalition, and we came up with a plan to start a campaign around racial discrimination in the workplace. So we passed out buttons in the store, and to pretty much like let the workers know, because that store, even though they're, how can I put it? They're very like, they don't like speaking up because of retaliation. They have that mindset. So passing out buttons and us making our presence known in the stores really helped them find their voice. So we made it known with the store manager that, the workers that have the buttons were, they can't be retaliated against, and also addressing the issues that were going on. Wait, be quiet, hold on. So yeah, that's what was going on. And I feel like honestly it helped build the morale in that store. And I'm glad that I came across Ursula outside on the bullhorn on at on Instagram, because I literally went right down there to help to stop her and just to tell her that there's other ways to troubleshoot the issues that were going on. So that was a big deal.
And that's great. And that's a classic example of mobilization, right? And then you continue that into organizing.
Yeah. And then also, I'm sorry, go ahead. I'm sorry, Ray.
No, go ahead.
And then also, like, because I have like, the inner city LA stores, or not even just LA, I have stores where, I have a lot of stores that corporate office don't visit. Like I even had an incident where the HR lead, her store was supposed to be in South LA. Her office was supposed to be in South LA, but she moved it to Torrance because she didn't like the area. So because I have a lot of stores that are like that, the members, they feel like they could just, they act out of how they're being treated. They act out of frustration. I'm not trying to like come up with any excuse, but just putting myself in their shoes, it's a lot to deal with, So whenever workers have these issues, and it's not just my workers, I could just talk to any worker. I always bring up the incident that happened at 277 because those workers are still working there to this day. They didn't get retaliated against. They didn't get in trouble. Like they didn't get in any kind of trouble. So I just try to like use that as an example, just so workers could know their rights. And also it's okay to speak up. And this is also a safe space. So also to let them know that they have a support system behind them to help them during these, during those times. And actually, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. So actually, one of the workers, she ended up getting a promotion to grocery as a grocery clerk. So that actually helped a lot. That happened actually like a few months afterwards, and she did. She's your member now, Sam. But yeah, she was very like at the time she was very appreciative because of that. So, but that's all.
No, that's really good. And I think that as we talk about this, we can do things like that, organize around or mobilize around certain issues to then and use a contract language, right? To get people promoted and things like that. So I want to dig deeper on that. I know we're not going to get it all on this call, but that's a really good one. I had Angie and then I had Kathy.
Okay, so piggyback off of what Pajan just mentioned earlier, and yeah, what she mentioned, and Kenya, what she just mentioned about promotions and everything. Stores like CVS, I don't know what's like my store with my district manager sometimes, or whatever the case is, they bring in a new person to run the store, when in general you should be looking for somebody in that store that knows the store pretty much the ins and outs and know it better than the next person who's going to come in. Because that way that defeats the purpose of even, my fellow members being motivated to even, be promoted to like either ship supervisor or maybe operations, whatever the case may be. And I've been trying to get in contact with the district manager for the longest regarding this, because I'm like, why are you having other people come in the stores that barely even know the store? I have to sometimes help the new manager, learn the store, learn the ropes. What's this? What's that? Here and there and there. And it's tiring. It gets very tiring.
Sorry, I was trying to get off mute. Thanks, Angela. No, that's true. It is. So maybe we need to start breaking some of this stuff down after I'll say this, Kathy, and then Ashley, to see if there are some campaigns that we can start in the store.
Right, because it's not just only the front store, it's pharmacy as well. And especially in pharmacy, you see a lot of that in pharmacy. They're moving people around, moving PICs around. They don't even know crap about that, what's going on back there. And then, like I said, it's the location that you're at. These customers, they know if you've been there long, and if you've been there and they know your stuff, and they're like, what's going on? Every time I come in the store, there's a new person running the store. And I hear it all the time. I don't even have an answer to even give them.
Thank you, Angela. We got who's next? Kathy.
Me. So yeah, I just wanted to let you know that I did find language in the contract, and I think we should use this whenever we have people that are applying for promotion and they don't get it, because so it's Article 4, Section J, Paragraph 3, and it says clerk's helpers as well as employees employed in classifications other than food clerk, and then later it specifically talks about GM clerk, who accumulate 1 year of service with the employer. So you can't apply for promotion until you've been there at least 1 year. Then it says, shall upon making application to the employer, which I understand in Ashley's situation, she's made application for jobs on more than one occasion, then it says be considered candidates in the store for promotion to apprentice clerk, or to food clerk, in the case of a general merchandise clerk. And then it says based upon, it says his, it should be theirs, but anyway, ability and qualifications, and it says his again, it should be there because we've already made those changes. But anyway, their employment record. So it should be based upon their ability and qualifications and their employment record. So it, you know, if you have the ability and qualifications, you know, I think that would be grievable if they don't choose you.
Thanks, Kathy. It's a whole, and maybe we should talk offline. I don't even know if you know what's been going on at Ashley's store with her promotion. Because
I
I
heard a little bit. I
Okay.
did. I heard a little bit about it. I mean, I know, Ashley and I had a conversation about it at one point. I think back, was it last year, Ashley, during bargaining? I can't remember. But anyway, you and I had a conversation about kind of what was happening in your store. Oh no, it was after bargaining was over, I think.
Yeah.
We could talk offline and go deeper into that. But no, that's a good one. If we don't have a grievance, I'm not the rep, but we should file.
I was actually gonna say, me going back into the store from being a Spur, the following year, like last year, when I got there, they had a posting up for a grocery position, and my manager told me that because I was just coming back into the store, that he didn't know my work ability because he was new to the store. I said, I've been here for 12 years. You can ask anybody in this store what my work ethic is. If that was the case, you could ask the last manager. You could ask the co-manager. Like, I don't understand. You can look at my my evaluations from prior years that said successfully delivered. Like, I don't like, what do we do all that for if you're not gonna read it, you know? So when we had that discussion, I think it kind of rubbed him the wrong way because it's like, it's your job to look at those things if you don't know me, you know? But he hired somebody off the street, which was a Hispanic guy. He hired this Hispanic young guy off the street to be in grocery. And then he told me the excuse was that, oh, you know, HR said that, you know, they don't want to promote within the store. They don't want to promote anybody from GM to grocery. Like, we can't do it. And then like 6 months down the line, the guy is telling everybody, oh, I'm grocery now. Like, they just have to sneak me in and do it. And, you know, basically my manager had promised him that when he hired him.
Yeah, that sounds like that would be a contract violation to me.
Yeah. So but I didn't know until months later. Like, I didn't really, like, he wasn't telling me, but you know, he didn't know couldn't know or not know. He just kind of was telling everybody, like, then he came to me for advice, and that's how I found out. Cause he's like, oh, ain't I supposed to jump to the top pay like the cashiers? And I'm like, you ain't even been here 6 months. Like, just because you're in that classification don't mean you jump to the top, or you still have to go into the steps. But he didn't know that. So obviously somebody was feeding him false information. So that made him come to the steward. So when I broke it down for him, he was a little upset. So he did go talk to my manager, but then it made me upset because it's like, why would you hire this man off the street to do something I could do and then promise him top pay at the top at that point?
Yeah, it seems, I mean, that definitely doesn't seem right.
Yeah. I think we should have a deeper conversation.
Yeah. Another
offline.
thing I was gonna say too, I know this didn't come up, but a lot of times the reason why certain people do get overlooked is because they are good at their job and they not replaceable in certain areas. But that's no reason
Yep.
to not get promoted and hold nobody back. And I think that is the number one reason why he didn't want to move me out of my department once he seen how I work. And then he always says it. He even said it today, like, there's nobody's gonna be able to replace you, but that don't mean I shouldn't be promoted because of that.
That's
And
a huge one.
yeah, we actually get a lot of calls in the office with members saying the same exact thing. Like, their managers flat out told them, I don't have anybody to replace you. So I'm going to need you to stay in this position until I find somebody. And we know they're not really looking to find somebody to replace them, because if you have somebody good, especially in GM departments, because we all know GM is hard, right? So you have people who are good in service deli and things like that. And unfortunately, they get stuck in that department because they are good.
Exactly. And that's been, then they have the nerve to tell me just recently. I don't, sorry about that. They had the nerve to just tell me recently, oh, if you find a replacement, I said it's not my job to like find somebody to replace me. I don't mind helping, but that shouldn't be the reason why I don't elevate out of here at all. So it's just a lot. It's like, where do we start? But I would like to start a campaign around this because it's big, and I know it's not just me. It's like a ton of people that feel miserable because they can't move up.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
think we should, oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, you go. I'll go after you.
No, go ahead, Kathy.
I was just going to say that I think that obviously if somebody is telling you the reason you can't move up is because they can't replace you in your job, that would be definitely something that could be grievable, because that section of the contract says that your promotion is supposed to be based on your own skills and ability. And they're basically telling you that because you have skills and ability, they're not going to promote you. And that's the opposite of what the contract says. That's my opinion on it anyway.
I like your opinion. But that makes sense. But we do have a lot of those calls. And I'm pretty sure even Joanne at 324 probably also has a lot of those calls as reps. So I think, okay, so just to save time, we don't have to like end this. We could also continue this conversation on the next call. But it sounds like, can we choose 3 goals that we can focus on in 2026? As a constituency group? And it sounds like one of them would be some sort of issues campaign.
Absolutely.
I agree with that. Also leadership development.
Anybody else shout? You guys shout it out. I'm gonna see if I can write it on here. So we got issues campaign, we have leadership development. What else? Can you go back to the list, Patrice?
We have my picnic since Kathy is on the line.
Your picnic?
My picnic idea since Kathy is here.
Oh.
I was
Yeah, no.
doing
This
Kathy.
This is the year. This is the year. As soon as we finish that pharmacy campaign, we got to finish Kaiser pharmacy. We're voting today on Overhill. We voted El Super, got ratified yesterday. So we're getting there. And then
now,
picnic.
got it.
Softball.
Softball would be fun too.
Hey, while you're coming up with your goals, I wanted to mention one other thing, because I'm in Orlando, which I'm a little tired because it's almost 10:15 here, and I've been up since like 5:30. But so I'm in Orlando because we had the International Executive Board and Advisory Committee meetings here this week, and today the constituency groups did their like annual reports. And so just to let folks know, there are 2 new constituency groups, an Indigenous Peoples group and an API group. Max Bruni gave a very good report today on an update of the for the Minority Coalition. He actually sits right next to me, so he and I are like seat mates at the board. And he gave a really good report. But unfortunately, as they seem to always do, the International put them at the very end of the meeting, and they did not take a lunch break, and it was getting close to 2:00, and like half the people had left the room. And then I spoke up at the end and complained that that it's very disrespectful that they're always putting the constituency groups at lunch or at a time that's, the very end of the meeting after a long thing, and it went whatever. And then at the end of the meeting, everyone came up to me and was thanking me for speaking up, because like everyone was thinking that.
Thank you, Kathy. It's almost like it's an afterthought. Huh.
Yeah.
How was the presentation for Minority Coalition?
It was good.
Were we in it?
You were in it. Your picture, you and Shamika's pictures were in it that I saw. I'm not sure about, well, there might have been a picture that had all the 770 people in it from one of the events, but they showed all the people on the board, and you and Shamika were both in that picture. Yeah, no, but it was good. No, Max gave a very good presentation. His presentation was very good. And some of the things he talked about was leadership development and mentorship were one of his top goals for the year.
Thank you, Kathy. Thanks for sharing that. And so I see someone hand up. I can't see it. Who?
It's Ashley.
Okay. Ashley?
I was just gonna say I was reading the chat and I seen something that Kenya said about a lot of management use their titles and their ability to hire family members and friends and stuff like that. And just speaking on that, there is a lot of people in my store whose sons and nephews just got hired a couple months ago that I'm aware of, you know. And then too, my manager, he said something to me yesterday. Now I don't know if we're a little closer now, so I don't know if he said this to me to use or I don't know, because you know he wouldn't tell me this, if especially knowing that he know I want to be promoted and stuff. But he came to me and he said that Latasha, which is our HR, came to him and she needed a favor. She wanted him to hire somebody into grocery at our location. And he said he told her no, because of course I have people in my store that want to be grocery, more than 4 people, you know? So I was surprised that he said that to me directly. And then he said he also had our old store manager, which is Shelma, Kathy, the person I didn't get along with for a while that we were trying to petition out. But she lives in the area. She all of her 4 kids, her nephew, they shop all day, every day. And her sons have been coming in there. They want jobs there because it's walking distance. But he also said that she called him yesterday as well and was like, you know, I need you to hire my nephew and my son. And he's like, why do people think that I'm supposed to just hand out favors? And I have a whole store of people that deserve these promotions. So I was like, okay, well maybe he know I'm a turn up if that happens, because I know what everybody look like and they
So
last
as it
names.
issues campaign, we can do something around that. We haven't set you could go forward. We haven't set what the goals are. I know we got one is issues campaign, one is leadership development, and then you guys want to select another one?
I said more socials. That was my picnic.
Oh, more socials. Okay.
Like a get together, like a UFCW, like a fun thing.
Socials,
Like,
mixers,
yeah. Like I think we should get together, everybody, we should just do something big.
community building.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Are we pleased with this?
Yes.
Now, if anybody have like other
Yes.
things they want to, please email it in. But I think this is a great start, just for our goals for this year. And things may change or whatever, right? Or we could add to it if we hit 2 of the 3 early, right? We can always add to it. So we'll get this out to everybody. Go forward. I want to keep you guys on time. So the next meeting, I want to talk about like how do we get there? Like how do we get to where we need to be, right? How do we create more socials and mixers? Even though we're having a mixer next month, we'll talk about that. How do we develop an issues campaign, right? And then how do we identify leaders? So
This is Joanne again.
go
I
ahead,
think
Joe.
we should like pretty much start like a grassroots. I mean, first we need to find out what the issues are that needs to be addressed, and then come up with a plan and execute.
Maybe we can just pick 2 or like 1 issue to go forward, and then have a sign up, maybe like kind of use us in the group to kind of go back to our stores and stuff to see if people want to sign up and be a part of this campaign. Maybe that could be our our structure test to see if we can get people on board to even show up to a meeting around this specific problem. But I think we should just pick one to start off with, and I think it should be the promotions and the scale of promoting. Like, why aren't people getting promoted properly?
Okay. Do you feel like, in terms of leadership development, I know the stewards just went through a training on how to ID leaders. Do you think that would be helpful if we got maybe Ray to do a workshop for us, at least everyone who wants to participate, and do like a how to identify leaders workshop?
That would be great.
I think that's a great idea.
And he also can throw in learning a contract too while we there, because that was great too.
Okay.
I was just going to suggest also, like, what goes hand in hand sometimes with the leadership, IDing the leadership, is the organizing conversations also. Because if you want to get folks involved in a campaign, doing organizing conversations and finding out in a conversation, like, what are the issues that they're most interested in. And maybe it is the promotion issue, but maybe there's another issue that's impacting Black workers in the stores that might come up through some organizing conversations.
Yep. Is somebody taking notes? I know Michelle is note taker, but I think she's running. Patrice, you got it?
I have it too. Mine's automatically does it for some reason.
Oh, that's right. I keep forgetting about that. But it's just nothing like writing it out.
I write it out too. It's just easy when it does it, and I could just go back and get some of the notes. That's definitely the highlight notes.
Thank you, Angela.
Thank you, Angela.
But so those are great
Welcome.
ideas. So any other thoughts? How do we get there? Who hasn't spoke on the call? I don't know why I can't see who's all on here. Oh, now I can. I had it in full screen mode. That's why. I'm gonna start calling on people. TK, big TK.
What was the question?
Were you asleep? I'm sorry. No. It
Oh
was
my goodness.
how do we get there? Like, how do we start to achieve the goals? Like, how do we start as far as the issues campaign or leadership development or like a social or mixer? Like, how do we start? Any ideas?
I mean, you actually just started, like the stuff that we have coming up. The one that we have, in March. You start small. You talk to the people. I mean, that's what I feel.
Mhm. And that's actually taking us into the next part. So I didn't put it in order, but we do have a mixer coming up. So how do we start, right? Coalition building community, organizing and mobilizing our coworkers and across unions. So we have a mixer coming up March 21st from 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. at CWA 9400 Union Hall. We are still ironing out some final details, but please save the date. March 21st is a Saturday from 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. We're going to have a lot of fun. We're going to have some games. You're going to learn about CBTU. It's going to be hosted by CBTU under 40 leaders. And we're going to start to organize and mobilize during that mixer. So that's one of the events that's coming up. Saturday, if you have some time, please come out. We'll be feeding the unhoused and anybody who wants a hot meal at Ashley's Church, Christian Force Missionary Baptist Church.
Yes,
I said it.
Mount Moriah. Yeah.
I said it right. Christian Force Missionary Baptist Church on this Saturday, starting at what time? 11? Did we say 11:30 or 11?
Yeah, 11:30.
Yeah, 11:30 up until about like 1:30, 2 o'clock, or until we finish passing out all the meals. And then, am I missing anything?
No, but to piggyback a little bit, sorry, on the volunteer event, if you guys have any gently used clothes, they take that as well, clothes, shoes. So if you guys want to coordinate with me, if you don't have anything, I'm not feeling too well, so I don't know if I'm going to be in the office tomorrow for the office staff, but if you guys want to get with me later, we can coordinate and I can bring it to next month's event.
And so we have those two events. So how do we start? Like TK said, just start by what we're starting to do. And again, this is not going to be the only conversation. I hope that you guys see every meeting we kind of build on what we had from the prior meeting, right? And so we'll continue to build on these ideas. And one of the things that I'm really happy about is to start these issues campaign, because we are moving towards a more member-driven union. And this is important. We have to organize our coworkers around certain issues. So we have the two events. March 21st, what's happening in the Mixer, 4 to 8 p.m. Then we have the volunteer this week. This Saturday. And then go ahead, Treese, move on over. And then we'll go back to the shirts. And we have an up and coming action. How many of you know Jesse had to get off the call that our pharmacist contracts are expiring in March? And we're having our first jump off camp. Kathy knows, look. Kathy's in bargaining already for our pharmacists, and we are getting together March 2nd at the Ralphs on 3rd and Vermont for a jump off press conference, and that will start at 10 a.m. Our pharmacists need support, just like during MFA. They were supporting you guys. If we were to go on strike, they were going to honor the picket line. So please come out and support them. Who's off on Monday or who have time to come on Monday? Put it in the chat if you're going to be there.
I can come.
Who's that, Angela?
Me. That is me.
What? I'm going to send you a RSVP link. Who else?
Okay.
I know TK says she can come before work. So we want to get as many people there as we can to help support our pharmacists, right?
It's March 21st.
It's March 2nd.
March 2nd. Oh,
it's Monday.
What time frame? Because I
10 a.m.
10 a.m. Okay.
And if you could bring somebody, bring somebody. If you could bring two people, bring two people. So I have Ashley, you work Monday?
girl, I'm sure I do, but I'm gonna try to see if I can change it around.
Yeah, if you can, please come out. It'll be about an hour, hour and a half maybe. And then we got Angie who committed, and then I know TK said she's gonna come, so she committed. Kathy committed. I'm pretty sure you have to be there, Kathy. But that's my routes that I represent on 3rd and Vermont. So please come out. And then
I'm going to be emceeing the event.
You'll be emceeing, and I'm sure doing many interviews.
I'm doing some interviews. Yeah.
Is that the one where Momona's? Is that the one? She told me she worked at that one. Yeah, I'll be there.
She used to work there.
She transferred.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna swing around a little bit. I have an appointment in the morning. So, but yeah, I'll come.
We'll send you a RSVP link, and then go ahead, Tris. We have our social media. Follow us on our social media pages. Our Instagram, our TikTok, and then food for thought. We're still growing, and each and every one of you here has the ability to help shape what this coalition becomes. So again, even with our goals, like we want input, and specific, we want member input. So we all have a stake in what this coalition will look like, and everybody's opinions are valued here. I just want you guys to know that. And then lastly, you want to go back to the shirts? We're selling shirts. We still selling them, Black History Month shirts. If you have not purchased your shirt, they're $40. You can Zelle accounting at ufcw770.org, right? Is that right? Or you can just send one of us the money, and then we'll add it. You fill out the form, and then you get your nice Black History Month shirt. Shout out Ashley please shout out Ashley. Ashley did an amazing job on these shirts. It's her design. She puts all the stuff on there. She worked late nights to get things done, all in the benefit of the coalition. And you're doing an amazing job, Ashley. I see somebody hand up.
It's mine. I just want to say, yesterday I passed out the shirts that Ashley made to the office staff. And when they opened their shirts, like we got 4 more sales from that because people were like, oh, look at mine, because everybody has something different on the back. So they're like, let me see what yours says. Let me see what yours says. I want mine to say this one. Can it say this one? So they were so excited. They love the shirts. Kathy, I dropped your shirt off with Jen, so she does have it. Thank you. We appreciate you. So yeah, the shirts are really nice, guys. Really nice. And good job, Ashley. You did an amazing job.
And if I just want to say, any member on this call who would like a shirt, but you don't have the funds or you may not be able to afford it, please hit me up on the side. Don't feel too proud. And I'm willing to donate shirts and purchase some shirts for folks who would like a shirt, but maybe is not in a budget right now. So you can hit me up on the side. Don't worry. Send me a text. I got you.
I also just quickly wanted to give a little shout out to Ashley for sending me a reminder to get on this call. I was on another call and I'm in Orlando and it's 10:30 at night, and frankly, I would have forgot. So thank you, Ashley, for sending me the reminder link so I could get on, because I'm glad to be here.
Thank you. And thank you guys. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Kathy. And for those of you who don't know, Kathy Finn is the president here at UFCW Local 770. Very supportive of the work that we do as the Minority Coalition. She's attended a ball with us year before last for the international. Hopefully she goes this year. We're gonna have a lot of fun.
Yes.
Thank everybody for getting on the call. I'm trying to get you guys here out on time. The next meeting is Thursday, March 26th. Each one bring somebody to the next call. I know we've had a lot going on. We had the Kaiser strike, then we had our training. So it's a lot going on this month. But next month, let's get people out there. Let's get people on the call. And without further ado, that's it. That's all I got.
Great call, everybody.
Thank you. See you guys next month.
I will see y'all soon. I'm gonna try to be at that rally. I'm gonna try to see y'all on the 2nd.
Oh, see y'all Saturday and see y'all Monday. That's right.
Oh yeah, tomorrow. Oh yeah, Saturday at the feeding too. That's right.
Good night, beautiful people.
Bye.
Good night.
Bye,
Good night,
everybody.
everyone.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.